Our founding fathers did not intend for the leaders of our country to remain in office for lengthy periods of time. However, they did not choose to include term limits in the Constitution. Instead, they decided that the people would vote on members of Congress every 2 years to ensure appropriate representation of the people. If the citizens do not like a representative, they may choose a new one. Citizens have the choice to vote for the current representative or a new one. If you want change, you must do something about it. Citizens should make an educated decision when they vote. The person that they vote for will be representing them. Term limits would limit the amount of experience in Congress. They would increase the number of inexperienced legislators in Congress that would not fully understand the way that the system works. Without term limits, members of Congress become skilled and good at their job over time, just as the quality of work increases with experience in any other job. This could cause a shift in balance between the legislative and executive branches because the less experienced members of the legislature would look to members of the executive branch for guidance. The addition of term limits would not make the change that people expect. The real problem lies in the use or misuse of power in the federal government and the distribution of power between our local and federal government. John Vasconcellos, a politician from California, believed that term limits would prevent the development of the personal relationships that are necessary to build the legislative coalitions required to pass effective legislation. Term limits would limit the careers of great legislators that have a good history of working for the people and no history of corruption. There is nothing wrong with keeping a good public servant in office as long as the official and we, the voters, want him there. New does not necessarily mean better, and often it can mean worse. States cannot set term limits on members of Congress nor recall them by petition and state balloting. Qualifications for members are those specifically designated in the Constitution: age, citizenship, and residence. Politicians in their last term of office are more likely to make decisions that are not based on the wants and needs of the people because they are not worried about pleasing the people in order to improve their campaign for re-election. An example would be that if President Obama were to face re-election, it is likely that he would not have acted to provide legal status to over 4 million undocumented workers. The United States should not impose term limits on the House of Representatives and Senate and Congress. They would encourage the addition of inexperienced legislators, a shift in legislative and executive power, and decisions to be made without the people in mind. It would also discourage important personal relationships, and it would discourage good current legislators from doing their best.